If you've ever watched America's Funniest Home Videos, then I'm sure you've seen the front part of a video and thought to yourself, this really isn't gonna end well. I feel the exact same way when I look at the ways that a lot of couples are dating and moving towards marriage. I sit down with couples and we'll talk about the relationship, about their values, how they resolve conflict, and then I'll just play the movie forward a few years for them and show them this probably isn't gonna end well with this other person. So today what I wanna do is I wanna provide a few key insights and thoughts on how not to settle for the wrong relationship in dating. That's what we're gonna talk about today on Relationshots. Welcome to Relationshots. My name's Eric Wooten. If this is your first time stopping by, thanks for hanging out with us. Go ahead, if you have not already, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you look like a genius next time your friend asks for relationship advice. Today I want to talk about a topic that has given me some frustration for quite some time, and that's couples settling for relationships they have no business settling in. And so I want to give 5 key insights that I think will help couples not settle for the wrong relationship with the wrong person. Number 1 is simply the idea to fill up. And what I mean by that is if you've ever gone to the grocery store hungry, you know what I'm talking about. You went in for a couple things and you came out with stuff you didn't plan on getting. You came out with stuff you don't need. You came out with stuff probably not good for you. And sometimes you come out with stuff you don't even like, but you were so hungry you thought, I'll try it today. Well, there's a lot of individuals running around today who are running around on empty, and it's causing them to settle for relationships they have no business getting into. Some people are empty relationally. They don't have good friendships to provide companionship and support, so now they seek that out in a dating relationship that isn't good for them. Some people are running around empty emotionally. They don't have a real authentic community where they can take off the mask, they can be themselves, they can be vulnerable. And so the first time somebody gives them a compliment, tells them they're great, they run headlong into that relationship. And then there's a lot of Christians that are running around empty spiritually. They're not filling up in their relationship with God. And so what happens is they start looking to relationships to fill the areas that only God can fill in their lives. So listen, if you're a Christian, God is the only one who can give you security, significance, identity, or purpose. If you try to find those in a relationship, you will fail miserably and be disappointed, and you'll put a burden on the other person they were not meant to carry. So you need to fill up in your relationship with God. So if you're single and you're looking to date, I would say fill up emotionally, relationally, and if you're a Christian, spiritually, so that you're not running around hungry. And if you're not hungry and empty, you'll be less likely to eat something that is not good for you, i.e. get in a relationship that will not satisfy and will not give you what you're looking for. Thought number 2 is just prolonged courtship. We have too many people that are jumping in too quick. It takes time to get to know somebody, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's just commit to doing away with the whole we've been dating 8 weeks, engaged, and married in 3 months stuff. I know maybe it worked for Grandma and Grandpa and Uncle Daryl, but they also probably have a little more relational pain tolerance and commitment than a lot of people do today. So let's just prolong the courting and dating relationship. It will not kill you to date for a little while longer. Some people's ugly takes a little bit longer to poke its head out, and you want to see it before you get married. Listen, all of us put the best foot forward in dating. That's part of the process. You show everybody your A game and you hide your C game. So I want to encourage you to date long enough to show the other person your C game. Make sure they can live with your C game and you can live with theirs. Do not make the mistake of rushing in. Unless you're an 87-year-old dating couple where minutes and hours are of the essence, then maybe you need to rush it a little bit. But for most people, another 6 months or a year really is not going to matter when we're talking the next 20, 30 years of marriage. So slow down a little, prolong the dating process, really get to know each other. And there is dating too long. I know what you're thinking. Some of those people that have been dating for 7 years don't want to make a commitment. That's a whole nother video and a whole nother issue. Just slow down courtship a little bit. Thought number 3 is don't date alone. We have a lot of people that want tens of bridesmaids or groomsmen, want 800 people at the wedding, but they want absolutely nobody in their business when it comes to the relationship. You need other people in your relationship. Do not date in isolation. You need good friends and family who can look at the relationship and see things that you're not seeing, who will tell you things that you're overlooking or avoiding. You've got to lean on the people in your life. And this is especially important if you met the other person online, because that is already an isolated situation. So as quickly as you feel like this is a serious relationship, I would encourage you to get them around your community and you get around their community so you can get to know each other in the context of your friendships. And if you're sitting here thinking to yourself, well, I don't really trust my friends' opinions, then you've already proven you're not good at discerning who needs to be around you and you're not ready for dating. So don't date alone, don't date in isolation, get your community involved in whoever you're dating. That's thought number 3. Thought number 4 is simply state your values and expectations. These are important. Probably the top 2 most important things when it comes to a healthy relationship is shared values and clear expectations. So you need to be clear in your own mind of what you value, look at your calendar and your bank account, and what you expect in a relationship. Think about all the different areas, the roles, the things that you want from the other person. You have expectations. So the clearer and the quicker you can share your values and expectations with the person you're dating, the easier it will be for them and you to decide if they fit with what you expect and what you desire in the relationship. The more it's not clear, the longer people will hang around, the more you'll settle into a relationship you don't really want to be in and settle for something less than you deserve. Be clear on your values, clear on your expectations, and if the other person is not on board and doesn't want to meet you there, that's not somebody you need to be in relationship with. Thought number 5 is simply don't cohabitate. That means live together. For Christian people, that means no shacking. And I'll answer the question that just popped in your head. But don't we have to live together to know if we have chemistry or we're compatible? No, you don't. You actually have shared values and expectations like I just talked about. That will let you know if you're compatible or not. So living together will always cause you to settle for something that you might not stay in if you weren't living together. And here's what I want to do, because this is one of those areas that our feelings get involved and people get all bent out of shape. So I want to remove my opinions and I want to remove your feelings. There's plenty of research on whether or not cohabitating is a great pathway to head towards marriage. And so I just want to read you some of the stats from the research so we can remove the emotions and just talk facts for a minute. Cohabitating couples have lower levels of personal happiness and higher rates of depression than married couples. Cohabitating couples are less likely to be supportive financially of one another. Cohabitating couples are less sexually committed and trustworthy. Cohabiting couples have negative attitudes about marriage more so than non-cohabitating couples. Cohabitating couples have the lowest level of premarital satisfaction when compared to other living arrangements. Cohabitating increases the risk of abuse in the relationship and child abuse if children are involved. And lastly, cohabitating couples are less likely to marry and more likely to divorce if they do marry. Listen, research has yielded the same results decade after decade over and over again, and it shows us that cohabitating is the worst way to actually prepare for a marriage that will be successful and go for the long term. That's not the way to get there. Don't argue with my opinions or my feelings. Go ahead and do the research for yourself. So those are just 5 thoughts on how not to settle for a relationship that is less than you deserve if you're dating. I love to hear your thoughts about this and look forward to the discussion in the comment section below. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Positive, negative, disagree, agree. Let's just talk about it a little bit, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Relation Shots.